Okay, what game are we going for then? The Parramatta Balmain game. Well, Balmain's team, lack of experience showed when they failed to recover from a very disastrous start and were comprehensively whacked by Parramatta, 40 points to 8. I think this was the greatest upset of the season so far. I don't think anyone visualised anything like it. Gary Jack dropped the opening kick-off. There were allegations that the ball was covered with petroleum jelly or something or other, or Vaseline or whatever. And 5 tackles later, Price was in from a Sterling grubber kick. 4 minutes on, Sterling created a Kenny try by putting him into a gap, created by bad defensive play by Scott Gale. He was after tackling the wrong man. So they led 12-0 after only 5 minutes, and it was just too much for Balmain, who proceeded to squander 2 tries, one with Gale dropping the ball over the line and Gartner propping and coming inside when he should have scored in the corner. Anyway, the highlights, could you believe this scoreline? Astonishing.
Well, when I heard the score, after our game, I couldn't believe it. But they've just had a horror start, Balmain, to this game. They never recovered.
Well, a couple of the old guys, Price and Cronin, really set about showing that they can still do it. Like Mick Cronin there with a 35-metre sprint. Look at him. Yeah. He doesn't look a day over 40, does he?
Well, I suppose they had a point to prove. They got pretty well bagged last week.
There he is, Cronin getting a ball down. I think Mr. Roberts might have been a bit friendly with that one. I don't think he actually got the ball down, but he'd crossed the stripe, according to Jack Gibson's terminology. So maybe Roberts gave him the try on that basis. Pearce coming in for the only try. And this awful business, I hate to see a good player made look a goose, and Gary Jack was made look a goose there. And I've got a huge rap on him as a footballer. I think he's a great player. Gartner, a bit of a legal play there. Conduct unbecoming an officer and a gentleman, pushed a player over without the ball. How'd you like to be confronted with Eric Growth coming at you? I don't think I'd fancy that. And Sterling back to form. I think that was the most critical thing in this win, was Sterling has not been playing all that excitingly, and suddenly he boomed back.
Yeah, well, he hasn't been playing as well as everyone knows he can play, and I suppose he answered the critics last week.
He certainly did. It was a very convincing display by him. I don't think Balmain selectors, they have made changes. They've made 3, actually, but I wouldn't have thought they should have panicked. One swallow doesn't make a summer. I think every team's entitled to one horror day, particularly when you're in a position where you can come again as the second team in the comp. So they failed once. Well, I think it really would be a bit of a stupid thing to do to go on with any panic. But I have to applaud Steve Sharp, Michael Mosley and Stan, the man Rd, in that game. They really showed that in this one game, I'm not suggesting they're the greatest front row in the world, but in this one game, they really were great, and they overshadowed the opposition pretty comprehensively. Well, I got to